Did you just make your very first placement? What to do? Check out this video right now, and I'm going to talk about what in the world do you do next. Welcome to the Millionaire Recruiter. I'm Brianna Rooney, your Millionaire Recruiter. And if you have not seen this channel before, it's all about making you the next Millionaire Recruiter. So let's get to it because you are on your way. You have made your very first placement. Okay, so rule number one, yes, celebrate naturally because you did it. And you did it once, which means you can do it over and over and over and over again to get to the Millionaire Recruiter. Cool. So what do you do though, really? First and foremost, please do not set it and forget it. This is not that crock pot situation. This is keep in touch with the candidate to make sure, one, they gave their notice. They didn't get a competing offer. That's really important because here's the thing. If companies just give someone more money, it actually costs them less money in the long run. So you're going to see tons of people, tons of companies try to keep their people, okay? So you need to make sure that that all went smoothly and they're really leaving and they're really going to start at that job because it happens too often. Now, what else you're going to do is you're going to keep in touch with the company to make sure they continue the candidate experience. More often than not, there's lots of complaints that once the person accepts the offer, the company disappears until, oh my gosh, we have to onboard you now today. So there's a lot of candidate experience that has to go into making sure that they start and that they're onboarded properly and that their 90 days look great, well organized, okay? And there's a lot of what to expect happening. All the expectations have to be out there. Now, I know that you are not an employee at the company. However, you're an extension of that, and this is your candidate. So absolutely, you need to make sure that this goes smoothly and that I know it's not your job, but again, you do not want anything to happen with this beautiful placement you just made, okay? So keep in touch. Now, after this placement, what do you need? You need 2 recommendations at least. You need one from the candidate and one from either the hiring manager or whoever else you talk to at the client that you place them at. Please get that sooner rather than later, okay? Very important. Then you've got more money to make because you want to go get more roles. If you were the great recruiter with them, you gave them a great experience, you now gave them this amazing new person that's starting, go grab some more roles, okay? Do not stop. Yes, you need to sit back in your chair for a second and just look at all of you just did, and then you need to keep moving forward, okay? But wait a minute, you need to get paid. So you have to bill them, which means you need to get your invoice ready, and you're gonna send that on their first day. Invoicing is its own separate thing. I recommend just making it. You can go on Canva, you can go on Word, you can go on, there's all these different templates that you can grab to make the invoice for free. Okay, I know that QuickBooks is trying to get your money immediately, but you don't need to do that. There's lots of things that you can do for free. I do not have my accounting degree. In fact, I have a fashion degree, okay? So I've been doing my own books for the last 15 years. You can do it too, trust me. So then when you are sending them their invoice, you have to make sure you do send them the W-9. That's super important because they're going to ask for it. And again, that's something you can just go on the IRS website. God bless the IRS website, fill out a form, and you're ready to go. Now you're thinking, wait a minute, what if I don't have an EIN number? If you have not registered your business, that is okay. You can go do that, or you can just put in your social security number and you're totally fine. Okay, just make sure, and this should be a separate video by the way, but just make sure that you are paying taxes quarterly because you're going to get hit with a nasty bill in April, and trust me, you are not going to be happy. Yes, I have done that. So do not do that. And let me take a side moment here. First of all, congratulations again. But if you are liking this content, like, subscribe, show me some love as well. I would love that. And we do have a newsletter now that you can subscribe to as well. We'll put this in the comments and you're going to see everything we're up to. The life of a recruiter, right? There's so many amazing things that you guys can do on a weekly basis, all the tips we give you. So definitely check that out. Now back to you because you made your first placement. All right, so what you really also need to make sure on, and yes, the candidate started, yes, you sent the bill, yay for you. By the way, if I were you, I would use bill.com. Speaking of bill.com is a great, easy way for your client to pay you electronically. Yay, I don't have to cash a check. Although I will say, when you make your first placement, I like to see the check because I have it framed and you should too. But no, electronically is really super easy and it's actually free. So yay, yay, yay. There's other features on bill.com that if you want to pay for, you can, but I still have the free version. So do that. But yeah, so they have started, you've sent the invoice. Make sure that on the invoice, if you do have your bill.com, that you put your number there or you put where to send the check. That all has to be on there. Okay. Now make sure you are constantly checking in with your candidate and your client. Are they happy? Are they having fun? Are there any little hiccups from both sides? Because even though technically your job is done, you have not gotten paid yet. You are not past guarantee. So therefore your job is not done. You need to make sure that if there is any problems, even minor ones, that you are taking care of it, but behind the scenes, okay? You're not going to wave flags. You're not going to catastrophize anything because nobody likes that. But you are going to make sure that everything is going smoothly. Think about it if you're like a wedding coordinator, so you're coming in, you don't need to tell the bride what's going on because she'll cry. You're going to make sure that everything is set up correctly. No flowers are dying on your watch, okay? And then last but not least, after you make your first placement, you're going to keep moving forward. Do not get fat cat syndrome. Now, after one placement, you should never be in fat cat syndrome, okay? I know that you probably made a lot of money during this placement, so yay. But fat cat syndrome happens to us all. It's happened many times to myself. And it's when you are on this mega high, you've made all this money, you've done all these placements, you're getting referrals left and right, clients are just coming in and just, oh my God. And all of a sudden, I'm not actually moving forward. I'm kind of sitting back. I'm fake busy, okay? So you have to keep doing whatever you did to make that first placement. You got to keep doing that. And again, take those moments to celebrate so you know your lows, but you got to keep moving forward. So have fun, enjoy, and congratulations. Now, I will see you still every Thursday at noon because you still got lots of work to do, okay? Sustaining it is even harder. And don't forget that money is just a vessel to do all the amazing things you want to go do in life. So go live it. See you next week.